Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ask an Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada. With me is Mr. Lady Ada. We're back here at the Adafruit factory where we do all of our design, testing, manufacturing, shipping. All the goodies that you love to make with are made here. This is our home.
That's right.
And tonight we're broadcasting to you with all sorts of exciting news and new products, holiday greetings, discount codes, maybe even it's not out yet.
We got a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah, it's a jam-packed show, so buckle up, buckaroos.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Okay.
And kick it off.
All
What's
right.
going on?
On tonight's show, the code is Radical Hardware. We'll talk about why it's called Radical Hardware tonight. 10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, except for AdaBox and gift certificates. It supports us, an open source hardware company, and these are all the people. When you buy a kit, this pays for our stuff. We just renegotiate our healthcare. We're getting the same exact benefits for everyone. It's just 7% more, so that helps pay for that. Okay. All right.
Look, it's just gruesome, but it's true.
Yeah.
We gotta
All right.
pay.
Yeah. We'll do a maker business segment on buying healthcare for 116 people. Show and tell, people around the world showing and sharing their work. Lady Ada will go over the projects and more. Back to mailbag, will stop by, read your letters to us. Time travel, look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, and current events and more. Some factory footage from the Adafruit factory. Nimbus to friendly cloud entity will stop by. Some Internet of Things news. 3D printing, microbit news, Raspberry Pi news, new products. We'll answer your question. We have a top secret tonight. Trivia question where we give something away. All that and more on Ask an Engineer. All right. Well, let's pay some bills. Don't forget, because Radical Hardware, 10% off. You are watching Ask an Engineer. It's 8 p.m. Wednesday. We just did show and tell. That was 7:30 p.m.
Yes.
On checkout, if you're in New York City, same-day delivery is before 11 a.m. When you check out, there's free things that you can get. Lady, what are some of the free things people can get right now?
Wow, we still have freebies. We're doing so good in Fab manufacturing all these freebies for you to get for free. $99 or more, you get a free Perma Proto half-size breadboard, super handy for all of your permanent project needs. Solder onto it, make things permanent with your Perma Proto. $150 or more, you get a free Trinket M0. This comes with CircuitPython, and you can run it with Arduino. It's a lovely little board. It's so teeny, it can fit anywhere to run your little projects. We have the $200 or more free UPS ground shipping, Continental US. $250 or more, you get a Gemma M0, CircuitPython or Arduino, sewable, wearable, very small and easy to use. And $250 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Express, which is our jam-packed, all-in-one development board, wearable board. Use it with alligator clips, use it with sewing, use it with soldering. It can be used with MakeCode or Arduino or CircuitPython. So it's kind of got everything and all things. So that's all the freebies, and at every level you get everything in the previous levels. So $250 or more, you get everything you see here, which is a lot of stuff. Yeah,
so we decided let's give away hardware as people shop at Adafruit.
Yep.
So you get more.
More.
Okay.
Yep.
Next up. We have a lot of shipping options. It's holiday time, so we have to go over shipping every week. We have DHL. We have DHL to a bunch of different places that has the prepaid, customs, the taxes, the duties, the fees, sells right through. We have UPS with more options now, which is very similar to what we added with DHL, where there's things that are prepaid for international orders, so it doesn't get stuck in customs. It just sells right through usually. And then we have lots of postal options. We pretty much have postal back on for every state. When postal rates for delivery or just like general didn't work out, gets to a certain point, we'll stop having postal option for some areas. But during the holidays, we're going to do this. So we have pretty much all forms of shipping worldwide right now, and the best pricing possible.
Yep. There's only one thing. We got deadlines.
Yeah, there's deadlines. So if you order stuff internationally, you have to be aware of the dates if you want to buy, say, December 25th. Normally every week we go over these and we talk about the deadlines. We save deadlines. This week we have a video.
Take it away.
Okie dokie. And next week is Thanksgiving. So for folks that are not going to be around, happy Thanksgiving. We'll have a special Thanksgiving post and more. Holidays.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Turkey.
Yeah, we're very thankful for the community that's out there. The folks who share their projects. It's what we always say every year. And we also, make our promise. Like there's a lot of stuff that Adafruit doesn't do. We don't put ads on there. We don't have those social media buttons. And I think we have a really great privacy policy that people can see. That's our way of saying things. When you go to our site, there's not some big pop-up that says subscribe to, something. And then we have do not track. So I think there's lots of ways you can say thank you with words, but you can also have actions. So we'll talk about that next week. We have some holiday gift guides that are happening right now. We did a fun photo shoot. So each day on the Adafruit site, look at the holiday gift guides with NeoPixels, and we have pretty much something. Wearables, 3D printing. Like,
crafting.
Yeah, one year we had like
Cosplay.
lockpicking. Yeah, whatever it is, there's something there. And it's not even our stuff. It's stuff that we like. And I think I'm going to try to do this, which I've done every year, is on Friday and Monday, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, I like to find all the deals for makers out there. Even if they're not going to buy stuff from us, that's okay.
Yeah. No, we do that roundup.
Yeah, we do roundup. So we're going to try to do that again this year. Okay. Lady Ada, show and tell.
Yeah.
People around the world showing and share their projects. What was shared this week?
Okay, well, we had some folks from Adafruit. We had Noah and Pedro. They have this week's 3D Hangouts project, which is a telescope mod using the new iPhone X, and they showed off the good quality you can get with the new lenses on the iPhones. They also made a parametric bumper with rubbery filament, so that's all good. Scott is setting up Rosie and Travis, a continuous integration. There's a new AdaBot character on GitHub that will be helping us with that. And Scott did a bunch of pull requests and got a Hacktober shirt. And we also got a bunch of Hacktober people on our GitHub repo for CircuitPython. We had a lot of community members contribute to Hacktober, so that's pretty cool. Rebecca came back. She's working at an escape room place, and she is hacking a piano. So when you press the keys, it can detect it, and you can use that to open up a door when you press the right keys, I guess. Dave Astell's had a Trinket M0. He's doing a lot of CircuitPython Trinket M0 hacking, and this time it's a distance sensor light bar. It's like turns on the light when it gets close to something. It uses one of our laser light sensors to do so. Mia built Circuits 47 from the Snap Circuits guide. So she's got a Snap Circuits kit and putting it together, and also 3D printed a poop emoji, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a #2 trophy.
#2. Matt D is working on a GPS tracking and Fona 808 Pi Zero project using Adafruit IO, doing tracking and cellular stuff. So that's kind of fun to use your to use one's Pi Zero W to make a little tracker. Giovanni's first time visiting Chantel, and he made a Spotify Raspberry Pi project with a Pimeroni hat. It has audio out, and he just followed a guide, and it worked, and he's like super psyched, and he saw the Boomy guide, and maybe we'll also add AirPlay support, so you can do anything with it, any kind of audio. Because I don't have Spotify. Maybe we should get Spotify. Adam went to the Hackaday Con, had a really good time, suggested it for others, and then showed off the BME 680 sensor under SEM, the scanning electron microscope, and showed off the tin oxide, the metal oxide sensor that can detect volatile organic compounds. So oxidizing compounds can be detected with this cool deposition of tin oxide. And then C. Scott showed off the CrowBX voice card EagleCAD. I'm going to be manufacturing that, and also for work had to make a video player with a touchscreen, and he was like, I should just use a Raspberry Pi. This is exactly what Raspberry Pis are good for. And he did. It worked out great. He used the 7-inch TFT from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. He was playing videos, learned Python, so he's getting into Python. Some people say you can't teach an old crow new tricks. That's not true. This old crow is learning a lot of new tricks.
Okay.
That was it.
All participants on the show and tell get an SE on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com if you were on the show and tell. Send you a sticker. It's part of our Adafruit Live series of videos. We are in Discord right now, chatting. That is where you want to go, adafruit.it/Discord, and you can join the action. And when the show's over, it's the 24/7 365 hackerspace you can bring your granddaughter to. We're also awarding a Sparky the Blue Smoke Monster almost every day if you post up a project that you messed up on. Like, not everything has to be like a crazy giant project that took years to do. You can also share your mistakes. So over the people are like, hey, it's not a big deal. I'm learning. And so we'll send you out a Sparky the Blue Smoke Monster pen, which are very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Next, tune in tomorrow for JP's workshop. You'll see that. He's always filled with surprises and more. And we have some CircuitPython news. So CircuitPython is our educational, easy-to-use version of Python. It's Pythonic.
For embedded microcontroller. So
made from MicroPython.
Yeah.
And it lets you use all of our hardware. We have some news about that. First up, make code. And if you want to use it, it's makecode.adafruit.com. If you have a Circuit Playground Express, plug it in, go to make code.
Try it out.
Adafruit.makecode.com.
There's a lot of updates.
Yeah, there's a lot of updates. It's out of beta. It's official. So they have a high contrast thing. They have this plotter thing that they just added.
Yeah, Windows 10, you get a plotter.
Yeah.
And the blocks are more Scratch-like. And they fixed a couple bugs.
Yeah. So check that out. They also added a few other things. We have a blog post. It's also on the MakeCode site. And there's a lot of people using it. I don't think we're supposed to share the stats, but a lot of people are using it. So lots of per-device usage, as they say in the biz. And then other big news. If you have Python 3 installed, I think you could just go to the terminal and type like pip3
Install
moo. Yeah, install
editor.
moo editor. So this is moo, a Python code editor by Nick Toll. And it's supported by the Raspberry Pi Foundation. What's cool about this is this runs on a Raspberry Pi. It runs on all sorts of things, and you can use microbit. You can use Raspberry Pi. You can use the Adafruit boards. In fact, when you start it up, you can choose, and you can choose Adafruit CircuitPython, BBC Microbit, Python 3, and you can run this on a Raspberry Pi. So there's lots of neat stuff with it. This is my favorite editor. This is what I use for everything.
Yeah.
So you can use a REPL.
There's a Goth mode.
There's a Goth mode. You use REPL like real time, and then you can quickly like cut and paste code from our guides.
Yeah, you can edit. It's a very simplified editor. You know, you want to use Atom, you want to use, you know, Eclipse, go for it. But if you don't, this editor is all in one and very simple.
So we'll be talking about this more. This is our editor of choice for a lot of Python stuff. And the cool thing is when you save the code, it just automatically runs because that's how our boards work.
Very nice.
All right. Mailbag. Back to mailbag. Hi. Every week we read these emails to our company meeting called State of the Fruit. We do it every single week. This week, it's from Todd. I just wanted to say thank you and I appreciate your company very much. The details that are added in the order confirmation email, such as links to tutorials specific to the products I bought, is great. It just shows you all go the extra mile for your customers. Thank you for what you do and the level of dedication you show. Thanks, Todd. And what was neat today, someone on Twitter, there's our first order from us, and we had a quote from Grace Hopper, so our invoices have quotes on them. And I think her quote was, the most dangerous phrase in language is, well, we've always done it this way before. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
All right. You can call us at the end of the show, OwnBitsDab. That's the phone. It's off right now, but just get that phone number ready. It's numbers that are from letters.
Yes.
Okay. Time travel. Look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, engineers. We have some breaking news. Dorothy from Nation of Makers sent us an email. They are going to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I'm going to have to read off this news because it just came in my inbox right now. Nation of Makers is excited to announce that NomCon, Nation of Makers Con,
NomCon
2018 will be held in Santa Fe, New Mexico on June 9th and 10th, 2018, and will kick off the 2018 National Week of Making, June 11th to 17th, 2008. Congratulations, Santa Fe. We can't wait to hold our inaugural annual convention in your city.
That's cool.
Yep. nationofmakers.us for more information. This is hot off the press right now. Okay. Now, y'all are probably wondering why.
Why?
Why is the code Radical Hardware? Well,
Get 10% off.
Get 10% off. The reason is we went to an event last night in a museum, and they talked about this magazine from 1970 called Radical Software. And it was right here in Lower Manhattan. And there was a bunch of artists that were using computers and mainframe machines, and they were using the Sony Portapack, and they were making videos because it's the first time it was possible.
Yeah.
And
very, very early.
Very early. So there's an exhibit right now at the MoMA, and it's I think it's like thinking computers, but they have like mainframes, and they have not just the physical hardware, it's the art that was made with the hardware and the hardware that made the art. And there's things like, oh, this is an artist who didn't do weaving, but then looked at weaving and then made that into a 5-frame video set, where you can see that there is a timeline and computational things happening. And it's a very old technology that has something very new at the time. And then there's some of the beautiful pieces of hardware, and we heard some neat stories. So one of the stories we heard, so Mary Jo Jepsen, who was one laptop per child, and I think now at Google X, was part of some of this. Thinking machines. And what they learned was sometimes it made sense to put the LEDs for the industrial design close to the outside so you can see it. And there was times where it was easier to set up a video camera and look at the LEDs going, and that's how you can understand what's going on inside these machines. But they're absolutely beautiful. This is the weaving project that I mentioned before. And apparently these are, there's a bunch of computers that are on display, really old computers. It was curated.
This is the Olivetti Programma 101.
Yeah.
Which explains why almost every board from Arduino they like to call the 101.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So another neat thing is this was all an all-woman panel that was talking about this stuff, and they also mentioned a lot of the achievements, and there was at one time mostly women doing programming, and that's a big part of computer history that you don't hear about. And you know, one of the speakers talked about a book that was called "My Mom Was a Computer," but that wasn't it wasn't like a cyborg or anything. It was just like she was a computer programmer.
No, she was computing.
Yeah, she was computing.
She would manually do computations.
Yeah, and then you got to meet someone that you really admired and liked, and we're gonna try. I'm gonna do a follow-up blog post. She was one of the folks that worked on Radical Software, so that's why the code is Radical Hardware, because we were thinking like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if people start talking about Radical Hardware. And in Radical Software, if you look at some of the articles, it's like, hey, you know, CBS is trying, and this was like in the 70s, CBS is trying to make a format so you can't actually do anything than just watch TV. We should stop this because we don't want to live in a world like that. And these issues that were from 1970 kind of say everything that's going on right now. So we were told.
We were warned.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what's going on there. We have some open source news. And we're an open source hardware company, and we had some guides. 1,321 guides. What was on the big board this week, Lady Ada?
Okay, let me think of what guides we had this week. Well, we had the Chill Drinky Bot. I think that was, we made that live late last week. We got the Adafruit BME 680. That was last week's new products. We have a guide for that now. If you want to use it with Arduino or CircuitPython, we have both. So that's cool. All our new guides, we're trying to get them out with both CircuitPython and Arduino code. So it's a new endeavor of ours. Native MP3 decoding on Arduino. So that's Dean's project that he's been kind of working on and off. So
we're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. So it's basically if you want to decode MP3s natively on a Teensy or on the Feather M4 or the Metro M4, which is our upcoming products, you can try that. We've got this week's 3D Hangouts project, the iPhone X Ninja Flex bumper case. And John Park did a stream about Arduboy game controller, basically how to solder wires onto something that already has buttons to make external buttons. This is good for accessibility, or if you want to hack and mod something, this is a good project on how to do that.
Okay, and I wanted to have a specific bit of time dedicated to this MP3 guide. So we wrote an article together in 2600 called like Patently Absurd, and it was about patents and makers and hackers and artists and engineers. And part of it was, well, now the decision was you can't just be an East Texas patent troll. You have to like go to that location. You have to have like jurisdiction sort of. And then there was things like, well, if you're reselling something and there's like a patent thing, it's not up to you. We had a patent troll that's like, oh, like you're reselling something and we think that you should still license a patent. And then MP3 is now out of patent. So I think we're the only company that will be shipping the first MP3 decoder on a chip and not having to do a patent licensing.
Yeah, there's been libraries available, but it's always been like, well, you know, if you use this, we're not responsible. You still have to license it. But now we can actually ship hardware that comes with MP3 decoding. And so we're going to have, like some boards like CircuitPython will have, not this current version, but the next version for the M4 will come with MP3 decoding built into it. And also we want to maybe update like our audio effects boards to have MP3 decoding. So we're going to revise those boards so that you can use MP3 instead of like OGG. 'Cause
Yeah.
historically, they actually used OGG or WAV because they're like, well, OGG has no licensing issues.
And it was issues with like it was like mobile devices. So I remember I worked on a Flash player for mobile devices and content for it and everything. We couldn't use MP3 because that would be a per device fee. And then there was things like people who probably downloaded Audacity, free open source sound program. You had to go to like another country's website to download the MP3 stuff.
Yeah.
To get around this stuff. So anyways, brave new world. Okay, next up, we have some news in our newsletter. So if you haven't already, go to Adafruit Daily. It's our spam-free. It's a separate site. It's not connected to your account. We have newsletters. And sad news today, this is going to be on our newsletter soon, TechShop suddenly went bankrupt.
Well, it wasn't sudden, but
Well,
the notification of
the notification was.
Yeah.
No, bankruptcies take a long time,
No,
but like
they've been-
leading up to it.
yeah.
But if you go to TechShop, there's a PDF, and it's like, here's what's happening next. And Dan Woods, who I used to work with at Maker Shed, and the Make Online site, he's the CEO, and he has a post that's on Magazine. So Magazine broke the news, and there was an event in New York. They just opened one, and our CFO went. It was just like, okay, this is happening. We were corresponding about doing some kits, and for any maker business or any business, read Dan's post, because it's like the cash flow was the thing. And eventually, like, so today we did payroll. If there was no money in our bank account, that's it.
That's it.
It really is like,
No, you're done.
There's nothing else.
If you can't, payroll is actually, there's only two things you got to do. You have to pay taxes and you have to do payroll.
Yeah.
Everything else, by the way, you can actually do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't make payroll, it actually is it's actually worse to not pay payroll than to not pay the IRS. And you can actually blow off the IRS for a long time, but you can't blow off payroll.
So internally at Adafruit here, we have our monthly meetings, we have weekly meetings, and we always make sure we let folks know, like, we're making more money than we're spending, and here's how cash flow works. And it's really important, especially when you don't have venture capital or loans. We don't have that. So this is why we can reassure the team that won't happen. But if there's no transparency and stuff, like if the employees don't know or the communities don't know, and if you look at TechShop's mission is like, please sign up for a yearly membership. It's not like they're going to say like, hey, everybody, we might run out of money, by the way. That would probably not get a lot of memberships. So we'll see. TechShop is a really good idea. They said iteration is in prototyping, including the idea of TechShop is what's going on. So our thoughts are there with everyone. You did an excellent job. TechShop is important in the community. A lot of people connected because of TechShop. A lot of businesses got started because of TechShop. So we'll see what happens on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Hackaday Superconference. That was this. It was last weekend, and we watched the live streams and watched all the videos and take a look at it. I have nothing to do with Hackaday now, other than I read it. But I started that site 13 years ago. Still my Jolly Rancher logo. They named it Jolly Rancher later. I don't remember calling it that. But what's neat is the effort to get a bunch of different folks on stage from all parts of the making and hardware world. So Sophie just did a post on Medium. She was one of the organizers, and I just wanted to read this bit because this is a big deal. Because you always hear about crummy tech conferences, so it's time you hear about some good ones. Okay, this year there were 32 speakers, of which 8 were first-time presenters, spoke less than 5 minutes this year, 25%. 11 speakers were women, 33%. 6 were Asian, African-American, or Indian, 18%. All right. There was a quote in this thing. It's somewhere I know I truly belong. And I'll tell you, I had this like Hackaday manifesto, and these type of events were the things that I wanted to do. And so to see this and to watch it is like, okay, cool. It's like your kid grows up and you're like, cool, you're not like a crazy jerk. You're doing good. So I thought that was neat. So check out, I'll do a blog post later with this. But good work, Hackaday team. Good work, Sophie.
Yay.
Good work, everyone. Okay, more open source hardware stuff. So this has some fun. This is fun stuff. So this is the logo from the Sinabit, the thing that Naomi worked on, and I think it's Electro. And I'm like, this is cool because they took the open source hardware logo and they made it native to China. They said this is open source hardware. So one of the things that we did is Naomi had put all this stuff on GitHub, and then we said, oh, we can make a fritzing for you. So we made a fritzing, and this is the first open source hardware in China.
Certified.
It's CN00001, certified OSHA projects. That's number one. That's a big deal. First time open source hardware.
That's cool.
Is certified. And one thing I wanted to do was just show like some fun logo stuff. So this is where it's at now. This is from 1935. Art and industry. Do you see the logo?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see it? Okay. 1999, I made this little logo. And then in 2006, the OSI, and that's what it was based on. It's a fun story. And then the community design logo, and then Open Robotics. Pearl Jam had a logo. This circle, that's a movie.
Yeah.
Have that. So there's something there. This means something.
People like this.
There's something about this.
Good. It's good.
It's unlocking.
Design.
Yeah. It's neat that all these things kind of persist. And you know, when I was working on the Hackaday logo, there were some pieces of it that I'm like, it kind of stuck with me. But anyways, I thought this was pretty cool.
Okay.
And good work, Naomi, on this stuff. Okay. Next up, Lydia.
Cool hardware.
Yeah, it's neat, right? It's cool. Factory footage. We have factory.
Let's see what we're making this week.
We have footage. Okay, then we have some other videos that don't have a fun soundtrack. This is some 3D printing.
What is this?
What could it be? What could it be?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Looks like a skull or
I thought I
something.
printed it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did. You know, I didn't get to the printer in time.
Oh.
All right, I'll get over to the next one. Okay.
These are some sensors. Ooh, look at them under the microscope. Look at that nice sensor.
And this is a beautiful sunset outside our windows.
Yeah, we're gonna
This
get
is what the
sunsets.
pick and place sees every night before the pick and place goes to bed. Okay, Nimbus Friendly Cloud Entity is here. We are still doing a bunch of stuff in the world of I/O. We have Adafruit I/O, and we finally have Adafruit I/O Plus. This means you can use more feeds, do more data storage. You can do lots more stuff. It is live now. And if people pay for it, it'll just stick around.
We'll do more.
Yeah, we're not just like, let's get eyeballs and monetize later. Oh, no, no, no. We actually have a way for people to use it. And there's always a free version. Always, always, always. So, okay. Sign up. But we have our new series that we're doing with DigiKey, and we have a little preview video. You should watch the full video, but this is like, this is the trailer, and then the movie's still in theaters, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is free on YouTube. It's our Adafruit I/O series with DigiKey. So you can also check out digikey.com/all-IoT. Okay. 3D printing, no Pedro. 3D printing up many things. This week, because iPhone 10 is out, 3D printed cases and more. Take it away.
Zoom.
Okay, and don't forget to check out 3D Hangouts every Wednesday on Pedro. We have 2 more 3D printing videos that we're going to show. This is the adapter for telescope, so you can use the iPhone 10 with telescope.
Updated.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty nice.
All right, and then Noah and Pedro got the Women of NASA Lego set, and of course, well, they built it and they filmed it, because that's what they do. So here we go. Every time we show anything or have a blog post about Lego stuff, everyone's like, when is there going to be the Ada Lovelace Lego set? Or when would there be an Adafruit Lego set? Well, it turns out we did one. Adafruit.com/Lego. And we made our own, and we put it into the Lego contest. It was called like Kuso. We're doing really good, and then a bunch of dudes came in, and they like upvoted like Steampunk Batman. Nothing against Steampunk Batman.
We're not Steampunk Batman.
We're not Steampunk Batman, not yet. So anyways, we made this. And this is real. It's sitting over there right now. And there's a Lady Ada. This is when we were in an apartment. There's a little Hacko. There's Mosfet the cat. He's still alive. And here's what it looks like. And this is what Adafruit did look like. This was our apartment. And we made a video. I'm going to show it. It's 1 minute. One day we'll have that, like I said. Okay, so microbit news. This is big news in the microbit world. Microbit's in China. So if you go to microbit.org and check out distributors, you now can have microbit in China.
Cool. Worldwide domination.
Worldwide microbiting.
Yes.
And then other big news, Raspberry Pi came out with a blue Raspberry Pi.
What? I didn't know about this.
Happened today. This is for the market in Brazil specifically, and you have to be an authorized reseller. So in the U.S., we are an authorized reseller. Do you know? Because they sent us to graphics.
Yes.
You're now an authorized reseller, and we are an authorized reseller. But in Brazil, if you want to get one,
these must be made in Brazil.
they're made in Brazil, probably.
Yeah, because Brazil has massive tariffs on.
It is difficult to get stuff there. And I remember Arduino a long time ago was going to make a factory there. But now there's the official Raspberry Pis in Brazil. So that's on raspberrypi.org. I'm going to read more of the details.
Yeah.
But this is a big deal.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. A Pi for every market.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, if you do want to buy an official Raspberry Pi from an official approved reseller, that's us, you can. Okay, lady, it's almost that time, so I got to do the code. Radical Hardware. Woo, Radical Hardware. 10% off an Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. tonight. Lady Ada.
Yeah.
Kick it.
New, 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 new.
Okay, this week, new products.
Okay, so we've got this book. This is the book of Cosplay Lights. We got 2 books by Kamui Cosplay, who does really awesome cosplay projects. And these are just projects with lights. So NeoPixels or just LEDs. This first one is more simple. It's just wiring up basic LEDs, soldering them up, batteries, switches, very basic stuff that you just want to get something glowing. This is way better than what people tend to do, which is just grab some Christmas lights and try to just shove them inside a costume.
Okay, next up.
And then she has advanced cosplay lights, and this is some really beautiful photography. And this is more NeoPixels and corgis. There's a lot of corgis, which is great. So this is more digital controlled lights. So using Arduino, using power boosts, using nanos and micros to control. This is before CircuitPython. Maybe next version they'll add CircuitPython.
Yeah.
But how to basically create animations and light effects for advanced cosplay hacking.
So those are 2 books. Next up.
We have. Oh, wait, hold on.
Headers. We got headers.
Some Swiss pin headers. So these come in 2 sets. We have a set of 5-pack male and 5-pack female socket headers.
Yeah.
So you can check this out. So these are the socket headers, and yeah, they come in a pack of 5 each. So you can get these nice. They're breakaway. I mean, when you break them, you'll lose 1 pin, but they're really nice.
I think all the pins you've gained.
But that's why I give you a lot. And then you get a socket type and a male plug type.
Let me go to the other one. The other photos.
Yeah, they're basically a set.
Okay.
So yeah, these are the male plugs. Yeah, 36 pins of each. And sometimes you want something a little bit nicer than stamped pin headers. So they're nicely machined and they fit like really nicely together and they have good contact. So you'll see this on really high-end equipment, but I think it's also good for makers. But it's not compatible with the standard header. So if you're going to go Swiss pin, everything has to be Swiss pin. Another nice thing is like these the sockets are skinny enough you can shove wires in and they fit a lot nicer. Like they have a better fit than stamped pin headers. But people have been asking for these, and so now we have them in packs. Just cut them down if you need a shorter length.
Okay. Next up.
Oh, these are kind of related. They are female-male raw headers. So these are kind of interesting. You get these raw header strips, and they come in a strip of 40, and then you can cut them apart if you want smaller, a fewer number. And show them on the overhead and also here. So there's one side has male plugs. And then, so you can see here, so they're actually plugs, and they're stamped. And then this has sockets. And then we also sell these kit bags of headers. And so you take, a header pack, and you can plug these in to create custom, jumper connections, and they just snap in pretty nicely. There you go.
Can the Swiss connectors work with the jumper cables?
They're not really the same type, so probably not. These are stamped type, but you can try it. I mean, you can always get something to fit if you force it enough.
Yeah.
And then, the other side, you can, also get a block header, and you can configure it however you want. And hold on, let me snap these in. So these snap in, and so you can have sockets and plugs, and I just grabbed this block. We have all sorts of different size blocks, so if you have to make custom 0.1 inch spaced header blocks, these will definitely get you going, and then of course you can just like tear off whatever lengths you need. And we have these in socket and plug type, so now we just have socket plug, so you can make extension cords.
Okay. Socket's a cool word.
Socket.
That could be like a pet name or a little puppet.
Okay. Yeah, if you socket.
I'm socket.
Yeah,
I like
so
Sprocket. Okay.
That's what it is.
That's weird. Okay.
Beam.
These
are. I thought these were kind of cute. They're little, 5 by I think 20 or something 5x15 LED strips, and they're surface mounted on one side with all the components and the driver, and on the other side there's a bunch of LEDs, and you can stack them together. You can put up to four together to make really long displays with text. And I have one over here I can show. So they're nice and scrolling text on beam. And then, yeah, they're on the back. You can select what I2C address you want, and they're really easy. There's code for Particle and Arduino, but it's I2C, so it's very easy to use with any microcontroller you would ever want. You just get a bunch of LEDs. It's just kind of cool. Tons of LEDs. And then stack them together. So good for making little displays.
All right. What's next?
We have a large panel mount power meter. So we had a small power meter last week, but then this week we have the large version. So this video kind of shows how you use it. So what's neat, you have to use, I think 6 volts is the minimum or 8 volts is the minimum. It's not for 5-volt electronics, but it's really great for higher power electronics, and it will give you voltage, current, power, and then cumulative watt hours. So good for big projects where you're like, I want to log what my power usage is. So for example, here is, I've got this Arduino hooked up to this power monitor. And then, well, I got that. I'll show the whole thing. And you can see here the voltage, it says 9.3 volts and 80 milliamps. That's because like only the Arduino is running. But then as I turn this potentiometer and more LEDs turn on, you can see I'm drawing 510 milliamps and the voltage dropped. And then this watt hours will slowly tick up as I'm using more wattage over time. So this is very nice for, it's a nice big panel. It's an LCD display, but it's really easy to read, easy to use, and there's a little button here if you want to reset the watt hour calculation. But I think there's a lot of people who have projects like they just want to panel mount this in, or you can put it on your desktop, and it's just very readable. I like how easy and how big it is to read, and a backlight as well, which makes it very nice.
Okay, moving right along.
Turn this down.
Okay, what's this?
This is a camera extender thingy. That's the term. That's what I call it. This is a thingy that lets you extend CSI or DSI cables for your Raspberry Pi. We sell very long cables, but sometimes your camera maybe has a cable attached to it. Like in this case, you have these cables that the camera and the cable are one, or you want to extend a Pi Zero camera connector, or maybe you just want a really, 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 really long cable. So this is an extender thingy, and I can show the extender thingy overhead. A lot of demos tonight. So you got the Raspberry Pi, you got this camera, and you're like, I want it longer. Okay, enter extender thingy. You plug in one cable into here, one cable to there, and it does all the flipping. So each signal has to be flipped around, and it does all that flipping for you. And even though technically you're not supposed to use CSI or DSI, the camera display interface, for more than like a foot or two, we've done it for like 2 or 3 meters, and it works fine. So your mileage may vary, but we've had a lot of success with it. And it's just a very simple thing, but it works quite well. Okay.
And then I think the stars of the show, besides Adafruit Community and ULA Data, are these 2 products. So these came in at the same time.
We have a dual product. Yes, I'm going to put this bin down.
Dual product.
I don't need this anymore. Yeah. So this is, there used to be a Wi-Fi 101 shield, but it actually got discontinued. But a lot of people were like, hey, I really liked this Wink 1500 chip that we use in a bunch of our breakouts and feathers and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll make a shield for it. So this is the shield for the Wink 1500. It's a Wi-Fi module that uses SPI, and it does TLS and SSL, and it's secure, and it can act as an access point, or you can use it to connect to the internet. It's a really nice chip. It's good, rock solid. It's definitely one of the better Wi-Fi chips. It's a lot easier to use than like the ESP8266 if you're using it as a client. If you want to use an Arduino and you want to use your Arduino Mega or Arduino Zero and you want to add Wi-Fi, this is kind of the best way to do it, in my opinion. So this shield, there's one version that has an antenna built in, and then there's another version that has a UFL connector. So you can add an external antenna of your choosing and desire. It's a shield, so it works with any Arduino compatible. You can use it with a Metro M0 or a Metro or such. It works on the Uno and Uno compatible boards, but the memory usage it uses a lot of memory, so it's like you're kind of at the limit of what it can do. Although you can use it. I've done some Adafruit IO projects with an Uno and this shield, and it does work. It's just you can't do much more.
I mean, one day when we have our M4 Metro and stuff, we'll be able to do a lot more.
Well, with the M0, it works quite well.
Yeah.
So as long as you're using the Metro M0, the Arduino Zero, this actually is perfectly fine. It's just the Uno is the
Got some Unos laying around, a little bit of a limit. Maybe get a
Mega or a Zero or M0.
Metro M0.
You're going to have a much better time of it. But that said, it does work, and it works quite well. It's very fast. We have a demo where you can stream MP3s over Wi-Fi and play them on a Music Maker Shield from the Wink 1500. So it's very solid. I've had a lot of good luck with it. I like this Wi-Fi module, and so we have one of each. You can pick and choose which kind you want, with antenna or with external antenna.
Okay, on to the recap. Lady Ada, this week, what were the new products?
We got so many new products. We've got 2 books from Kamui Cosplay. Basic cosplay lights. This is a simple LED cosplay project. You're not very advanced. You want to just get them some blinking. We have advanced cosplay lights. This book is more NeoPixels Arduino programmable lights, so more advanced. We have both socket and plug Swiss pin headers. So if you want nice machined pin headers, we get 5-pack each of male and female socket Swiss pins. We have a 6-inch long male-female raw header. So we use this with our header blocks to make custom cables, and I can make extension cables. We already have the male-male and female-female, and now we have male-female. The beam LED matrix. This is a cute little plug-and-play I2C LED display. Very easy to add lots of blinking lights and a scrolling display to your project over I2C. We have a really nice panel mount monitor. This is it uses 6 volts or higher, but it's a really beautiful large display with a backlight. You get voltage, current, wattage, and watt hours. Very useful. Our CSI DSI extender thingy for Raspberry Pi, so you can make your camera or display cable much longer by just chaining these together and making longer and longer cables. It's a very handy thingy. And we have the Wink 1500 shields, both with antenna and with UFL connector. Great for adding Wi-Fi connectivity to your Arduino compatible, whether it be an Uno Atmega 328 or the SAMD21 based Arduino shipped microcontroller boards.
And now it's new products.
New.
Thank you. Okay, well, if you wanted to save some money on checkout, Radical Hardware, and don't forget, you also get all the free deals and more. This is 10% off. Adafruit store all the way to 11:59 p.m. We have some, it's not out yet, don't ask, from the Adafruit Vault. So first thing I have this week, I didn't get a tattoo, but I have a temporary tattoo, and this is from Takara, and Takara was the first tester of this. So we're sampling some made in USA temporary tattoos. The first one is Blinka, and we'll be giving these away in Discord later probably, so just go to adafruit.it/Discord. I just have to make sure these don't burn off my skin or like who knows. So this is day 2 of me having this on here, and this is a real life fill, and so far so good. Showering, gloves.
Looking good.
I use my hands for a living, so yeah. So like I'm picking up boxes and running around and doing all sorts of stuff all the time. So not so bad, and that's what it looks like. And here's the other side, so you can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we wanted. There's a company that does these in the USA, so yay. In USA. Oh, these are the badges. We're giving these away. We got the stickers, so working on that.
And I got this Itsy Bitsy series. This is something I started working on in 2015, but I'm actually finally getting to putting in the store now. So it's like a little bit bigger than a trinket, but smaller than a feather. And it's kind of like a pro trinket a little bit, but I kind of decided to go with, no mounting holes, just lots of pins. And this one is the M0 version. And what's neat is this little chip here is a SPI flash. So it does have a 2 megabyte flash chip on it. It's just really, really small surface mount. So it should be able to run CircuitPython quite nicely. So very compact, bigger than a trinket. So like maybe twice the size of a trinket, but not as big as a feather.
You're working on this on a really old desk of Lady Ada.
Very, very long. Yes,
a million years ago.
This was a very long time ago, and then it's just one of the. There's just some projects that slip through the cracks, and this is one of them. So we'll be getting this series of boards in the store soon.
Okay.
I'm working on it now. Mini flash.
All right, back in the vault. All right, questions. If you want to ask questions and Lady Ada will answer them, go to adafruit.it/Discord. Let's answer some questions. Someone wanted to know about the 40 cable-y things. Was that part of a manufacturing process? Like, They were already made for something else?
No, these are custom made. I mean, they come on ribbon. There's ribbon cables already, and then they just attach onto the ends those connectors, and then you can just rip them apart like a ribbon cable.
Okay, the Pi Zero camera kit comes with a very short Pi Zero cable. When with this Pi Zero short cable be available to purchase separately, there's only one Zero cable available for sale. It's too long.
Yeah, this is the thing, that cable only comes with the Pi Zero case. They don't sell it separately.
Okay. What encoder do we use to do these shows? So we use Wirecast, and it's not free, but it's worth it if you have to spend a lot of time on this stuff. So we bought it a long time ago, and we just upgrade when we need to. And there's Open Broadcast, OBS, I think it's called. Try that because that's free. Wirecast has a free demo. We have to run a show, and we have multiple cameras, and we're streaming to multiple places, and this is one of the better tools. Wish I could use open source everything, but to get everything to work for this show, Wirecast was the one. There's lots of gamer tools that comes free with like the streaming services. Like you buy a box and you plug it into your gaming console, and I think those are free downloads, and a lot of people use those too. And there's a lot of templates and tiles and more. But we have 3 different cameras, microphones, USB. I'm controlling it with this little box here. We have HDMI going in, lots of stuff. So there's a blog. There's not a blog. Yeah, there's a blog post, and there's also a forum post of kind of what the latest things we use. And my biggest resource for figuring out how people that have a very important job to do live streaming, and they share a lot, churches use Wirecast because they use it for their congregations, for people who can't make it there, streaming it to other places. They have all the tips and tricks. Yeah. Super cool. So Wirecast, you check out the Wirecast forums. There's lots of stuff there. Okay. Let's see. Is CircuitPython support coming for the Wink 1500 Shield to use with the Metro Express?
Probably not, because I don't think it'll fit.
Okay.
We don't have a solution for adding Wi-Fi yet, but we'll figure something out. Okay.
Do you plan on supporting the SAMD21 for Seesaw?
Well, you can compile it for the SAMD21. It has a makefile. It does support the SAMD21. You can try it, but we don't have any. We do have a plan to use it, but not for a while. It'll probably get used when we make some Linux single board computers. We'll use it as a little helper friend, but we don't have immediate plans. Okay.
Do I need a pull down resistor for the DHT22 with the ESP8266?
I would recommend it. Doesn't hurt.
Okay. My question is, what's involved in getting a job with Adafruit? I've been curious. Well, it all depends. So, for the most part, with the people that you'll see on camera or in some of the photos, it really depends. A lot of folks got their job here by showing up on the show and tell.
It's true.
And showing and sharing their projects. And that's how we have a lot of remote team members. And then depending on...
Most remotely, yeah.
Most so it always helps to show and share your projects online. Okay. Next up. What's the best way to interface a quadratic shaft encoder with various Arduinos without directly reading the A and B on Arduino?
It's kind of the only way. I mean, you use timers. You can do some timer tricks, but most Arduinos do not have hardware rotary encoder support, so something has to read those pins. There's no tricks, though. You kind of just have to read the pins. Yeah. Okay, how do you get the Blue Smoke Monster badge? Post up your mistakes in Project Help and just tag it Sparky. We have some blog posts on that, too. And if you mess up something and you're willing to show, like, hey, this is what I was trying to do, I messed up, and here's a photo or a video or a link to it, and just I learned something from it. We get people used to, like, the perfect's never going to happen, and beginners get intimidated if they think everything has to be perfect. So, kind of having a culture of mistakes, like most of skateboarding's falling down. Yeah. We all know it. That's why it's no big deal. You can always do the highlight reel later, after like you get 20 hours of footage, but that's the way I look at it. Okay. What else do you want to see on their electron microscope? I don't know. Yeah, we'll send you more stuff.
Yeah. Adam is in Discord a lot. If you have something that would be amazing under electron microscope,
suggest it to him.
Let him know.
Yeah, he'll find it, and he'll... I send him all the latest sensors, by far. Okay. Looks like we got through the questions. Okay. Lady Ada, what do you want to give away this week? Let's give away something. I thought we would give away this handy panel meter. I think that would be pretty useful. Anybody can use it. Product number 3626. So if you have a project that uses electronics or power, this is handy. It can do up to like 100 volts or something, and like 20 amps. So great for robotics projects, especially.
Yeah, we'll squeeze one more question. I want to build an inertial tracker for figuring out where I've been. Can I get a BME 280 to talk to a Pi Zero?
Yeah, there's BME 280 libraries.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Let's do it. The phone lines are going to be open.
Okay.
And get your phones out, everybody.
So
what
the
are the
first
rules?
person to call and answer the 3 trivia questions wins. The trivia questions are: what's your name, where are you calling from, and what's a project you're working on or you want to work on. So only one winner per my lifetime. If you won a fabulous prize already on the show, please don't enter so everyone gets a chance.
Yeah.
And it's just the first person to answer those questions.
Okay.
It's in,
The phone lines are open.
Yeah, when I pick up, please don't hang up.
Yeah, and turn your computer down or something. 'Cause
Yeah, well, I'll tell them when they answer.
It's working out. Okay, go ahead. Go for
Ready?
it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Hello.
Speak.
Hi, this is Ask an Engineer, and
You won.
You won a fabulous prize. Congratulations.
Okay. This is Mia. This is Mia. I was on show and tell.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
Well,
this.
you.
Flabbergasted that you answered.
Well, hello. Yes, I'm talking on the phone. Yeah, congratulations. You've won a power meter, which is super handy and a fun thing to use for all sorts of projects. So all you have to do is email support@adafruit.com and say, or have an adult do that for you, and say, I've won a 3626.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll send you one. So congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, have a great night. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, well, that was a trivia question.
All right, that was exciting.
Okay, well, if you didn't win, you can still win on checkout, you know. Radical Hardware. Help Adafruit keep its cash flow so we don't have to put a PDF up and say, sorry, folks, thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Your orders support us. Yeah, I'll have more. You'll see. We'll see how this lasts if it goes to.
And if
next
it works
week.
out, we'll
it'll be cool.
We'll get him. It's cool. Everyone loves temporary tattoos.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Well, everyone, that's the show for this week.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be here next week, and we'll have a post up for Thanksgiving. Very thankful for everyone. Thanks to the remote team members, the team members that are here, the Adafruit community, keeping us going every single week. It's a lot of work. So we normally, we just don't do this show. we do everything, and we're like, okay, quick, go do a show.
Yeah,
and
this is our okay,
Yeah.
we got to get everything. I do all the new products, and I'm rushing around.
Yeah,
with the new
but we have an
products
entire team of people. Like,
We do.
It takes a village for an Adafruit.
We do.
So, all right. Well, thank you, everyone. Don't forget, again, go to Radical Hardware. We'll see everybody next week. We have a picture of MOSFET the cat.
Yeah.
And here's your moment of Zener. Bye, everybody.
Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Keep hanging out in the Discord chat if you want to keep the conversation going. Bye-bye.